man, Tommy Johnson. Now, interesting matchup here, Cody, because you have a kid who trains in Colorado Springs that's obviously at a considerable altitude, but with Felix Cano, he trains at 8,000 feet above sea level. Coming down to the fight here in Pueblo, Colorado, we're sitting at just roughly around 47,000 feet.
Yeah, so you have the extra elevation bonus, right? Everyone talks about the elevation in Colorado. This guy's doubling up on everybody, so it'd be interesting to see how his cardio plays out. You know, you'd expect it to be very, very good.
It worked out very well for him in his last fight. He was able to push the pace from start to finish, so we'll see how that works out now. Now, he throws a stiff jab right away from the southpaw stance that lands his mark on Garrison Thomas, but Garrison Thomas walks him right back down and tries to reestablish the center right now.
He's doing a good job of feinting, changing his stance a little bit. You know, it's really throwing off the rhythm of Thomas, and you'll see that. You know, it's tough to find a rhythm on a guy who keeps switching, keeps feinting. Yeah, he's doing a good job here with his movement.
Now you have the Victory MMA corner calling for the right hand from Garrison Thomas. You're seeing a lot of stance switching from Felix Cano already in the early going.
Well, watch, he's going body. See if he tries to come up top.
Strong body kick from Garrison Thomas and a return fire from Felix Cano.
Those feints are really setting up his hands nice.
Now, Cody, I know that it's just a little bit to the effect that Garrison Thomas is a very fair-skinned individual, but you're starting to see a little bit of damage already showing on the face.
Yeah, he's landing his jab pretty nice, you know, and it's not a light jab. He's throwing a stiff jab, so it's definitely marking him up a little bit.
But there is also sometimes there's a factor of you have some guys who just like we mentioned, you know, he's a very fair-skinned guy who might bruise like a peach, but it isn't really doing as much.
Yeah, for sure. You know, you definitely see that.
So it'll be more interesting to see how those blows weigh in over the course of time, I feel here. We haven't really seen any grappling attempt from these two fighters so far.
Yeah, I'm surprised Cano hasn't shot for a takedown, but he's having success on the feet, so, you know, I guess he feels good there.
You know, he says that he likes to come out of the fight clean while the other guy looks like he came out of a war. I felt like that was a very interesting response to get.
He's doing a really good job of keeping him on the cage here and cutting him off.
And a strong right hand there from Felix Cano. Felix Cano is looking to finish. He is pouring it on right now. And a smart move to separate and get back to the striking right here. Garrison Thomas is not out of trouble. He needs to get on his bike and try to preserve himself.
Yeah, he's trying to walk him down. He needs to get moving and get his head back, his wits back about him. Short time on the clock. If I'm Cano, I'm going crazy right here to get the finish because Thomas is still hurt. You know, you can't recover that quick. He heard him battle the right hand, and what set that up was he was able to keep his back on the cage. You know, all night we've seen people kind of chase a little bit. They've been chasing. You know, Cano's been the first kid that's really cut the guy off and corralled him and then fed him into his punches.
Certainly, and you know, right away, that was a high-paced round for these guys starting off our main card, Cody.
Yeah, for sure. You know, they're pushing pace. Nothing too crazy. I think, like we said, you know, Cano's at super high elevation, and Thomas is in good shape as well. So I think they'll be able to keep a high pace. They're smaller guys, too. Those guys typically keep a higher pace. It'll be interesting to see where the grappling goes from here. You know, Cano's obviously got confidence in his hands. He just hurt him bad, almost finished the fight. It'll be interesting to see if he goes to his wrestling, his bread and butter.
And Cano almost looked like he was staring across the cage the entire time.
Yeah, I think he's going to be head hunting here. He knows he hurt him. He knows he can touch him, and he knows he has the power to put him on his butt. So we'll see if he comes out aggressive here.
But that's where, too, you can't discredit the vet experience so far of a few fights from a kid like Garrison Thomas, who's shown that he's also a gritty warrior.
Yeah, for sure. He was hurt bad there. You know, a lot of people, he could have quit there. And
a strong right hand right back there from Garrison Thomas, but both fighters eating some shots in that exchange.
Yeah, he needs to tuck his chin. He's getting his chin tall as he throws, you know, and that's kind of leading to some problems. He's trying to exchange on the inside, but his chin is way up in the air. And you see Cano go to that body with that jab. You see Cano go to the body with that jab. It'd be interesting to see if he tries to come tall now. Good body shot there. Shovel, kind of like a shovel hook there. You see him feint low and go high, right? He's trying to set that high attack up with the body attack.
You know, with the way that he's switching his stances and trying to get creative with these entries, you're not seeing a typical 1-0 fighter here.
No, yeah, you can tell, he's feinting, he's changing his stance, he's striking from both stances, he's throwing power, he's throwing to the bodies, he's hitting his leg kicks, he mixes it up really well, especially for a kid who's only had one fight.
Would you say that him switching stances and being so laterally efficient with his movement is creating a mental confusion for Garrison Thomas and trying to figure out where to swing?
Yeah, it's what we talked about earlier. He's changing the rhythm, and when you change the rhythm, it's hard to pick up the beat. And so Garrett is having a hard time picking up the beat, and instead of fighting his fight, he's just responding.
And we have a takedown attempt on the caught kick from Felix Cano. Up against the fence now. Garrison Thomas has the overhook to the left arm of Felix Cano.
Thomas is going to want to get up right here because he's in a bad spot to take damage. He needs to work his butt up.
If you're Garrison Thomas, how are you looking to get up now, especially that Felix Cano is in between you and the fence?
He's going to need to shrimp and try to switch his hip. So he needs to switch, get his butt to the cage, and then get that inside knee up. He might have to give up his back here, but it's better than losing the round,
And if you can, yep, exactly. When I was about to say, if Felix Cano can break the posture right now and start to get up tall, you're going to see him rain down some ground and pound. Now he's pounced. He's starting to work his way toward the back. He does not have the
He's looking for that Dagestani handcuff on the backside. If he locks that up, then Garrett Thomas is going to be in some major trouble here. He'll be able to drop bombs with that left hand.
That's been something that has been around, obviously, Cody, for a long time, but we've really seen it become just so much more prominent over these last couple of years. Do you think that is solely because of the Khabib influence?
Probably not just because of him, but, I mean, he's definitely the guy that made it famous, you know what I mean? He's dominated his whole weight class with that over the past, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, whatever it is. He doesn't lose, and he's done now, but people, they take notes. The sport's always evolving, and it's a super dominant position. You can do a lot of damage. You can cook there. You can do so many different things there that everyone should be trying to get there on the ground, especially against the cage like that. You see guys go to that figure 4 lace on one leg and then reach cross over the body and then go to that cross wrist and just rain down punches. And yeah, man, I think he's had a huge influence on why people do that.
Definitely. And 29-0 speaks exactly right there to it.
Exactly. 29-0, and not just 29-0, 29-0, and maybe lost
fashion.
One round in his whole career, and
right.
he made a living off of that, so.
Exactly. Cody, right now, if you're in the red corner, what are you offering to Garrison Thomas?
I mean, you got to be real with him and just let him know, you got to go get a finish, and I don't know how you're going to do it. You got to just bite down on your mouthpiece and go, because I know his stance changing is messing you up a little bit. It's throwing off your timing, but you got to go. You got to figure out a way to finish this kid, and if that's on the feet, that's on the feet. If it's off of his takedown, but you can't just win this round or else you're going to lose the fight.
And Thomas, I believe, definitely needs to find a finish in this round here, Cody.
For sure. That first round could have very easily been a 10-8 round. He was close to being finished.
Strong overhand right there to start the sequence from Felix Cano, and he returns a left straight, but switching stances the entire time, Cody. Strong chain wrestling, starts with the single leg, ends up with the double leg, pump and dump off of the fence. And now he's getting right back to that similar position.
Yeah, and this is where he feels comfortable. He's been doing this his whole life, and you see how fast he is through the transitions, right? He went single leg, double leg, used the cage bounce. That's savvy moves from a kid who's only 1-0. And part of that is just obviously a testament to his training, but also just his athletic ability, kind of the intangibles you were talking about.
Definitely, and just to speak technically for a second, that was a beautiful guard pass right there. The way that he knee sliced and got himself clear.
Yeah, and he's going to look to go to mount here.
How are you looking to get to your feet if you're on the bottom right now in Garrison Thomas?
He needs to try to shrimp out and retake half guard at the very least. Right now it's tough because you got a good, strong wrestler in side control. You got to rock the boat. He's not doing anything on the bottom. He's you see the hand over the head there? That's a stalling position. You're just holding him in here. Too many times people get comfortable here because they're not getting hit, right? They're not taking damage, but you're losing the fight. You might have to take 1 or 2 shots to get up, but a lot of people aren't willing to do that. You know, he needs to shrimp or move here. Here he's in the kid's deep side. You know, he needs to try to maybe come out the back door, put himself in north-south even. But holding him on top is not the answer for sure.
Now, he's got an arm bar potential too. Yeah, the back take was great right there, but if he wanted to, the arm would look like it was right for the taking in a couple of those transitions.
Yeah, Garrett's in trouble here. Or Garrison, excuse me, is in trouble here.
Now you have Felix Cano looking to start to work for the rear naked choke. They're currently hand fighting. The choke is not sunk yet at this point. Some hand fighting going on. If you're Garrison Thomas, you need to try to scrape and get your shoulders to the mat right here.
Yeah, you know, he's not in a bad spot here. They're kind of hip to hip, and look, he comes out on top, just like you talked about. He's got 20 seconds here to get a finish. He's going to need to posture up and do damage.
What do they always say about the high hip, Cody?
High hip wins, always. He needs to posture up. You know, he's not going to win this fight unless he finishes him, and the only way he'll finish him is if he can posture up and do damage. You won't do damage with your head down.
You know what, Cody? If nothing else for Garrison Thomas, you have to build off of the fact that, one, you did not quit, and when you had the chance to have a gut check moment, you stood tall in that final minute of that final round right there. You reversed positions and finished the fight on top.
Right, for sure. You can feel good about the fact that you fought the entire fight, right? You didn't have any mental breaks in terms of giving up on yourself or allowing yourself to be beat. You know, you got put in some bad spots, but that's more of a testament to Cano and not a negative towards you or your performance.
And we are awaiting the official scores being tallied cage side, and the official decision will be shortly delivered by Colorado Combat Club's very own Aaron Varao. Dare I say that we might have a potential dance partner for Elijah Smith?
Oh, yeah, that'd be a great fight. He's got the good story of victory now between the two of them. And
now, don't want to jump the gun because it's not official just yet.
I think I'd like to see him get maybe one more fight.